10 years of Youjuice. Tell us, how did it all start?
Well, 10 years. It's hard to believe it's been that long. So I started juicing myself in January 2014. I was looking for something. I wasn't sure what exactly I wanted to do, but I just wanted to detox myself. And I came across a documentary called Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead by Joe Cross. And it really inspired me to start juicing. So I just went for straight full 7-day full cleanse. And I remember my, ex-husband that just was saying, "You're mad. How are you going to not eat? You absolutely love food." Well, I'm going to eat. So that's how it started. But it was honestly, it was a life-changing experience. So I was exhausted for 3 years, first 3 years of my daughter's life, and suddenly I did this cleanse and I just felt amazing.
And that's when your journey started. You juiced from your house, and then how did you get into the empire that is Youjuice now? You've had many locations.
I did, yeah. So in January 2014, I made myself first juice, and then by March, I had regular customers, like among my friends and family. So people were ordering juice, and I was making a lot of juice from home. But very quickly, it became quite a full-time job. I had a crate of apples and carrots all over the house. And one morning I just said, I think I need to get a space to press the juice rather than my own kitchen. My daughter was at that point, she was going to nursery a couple hours each day. So I had a bit more time as well. And that very day, this is all about the power of manifestation. That very day I said that's what I need to do. I drove to get my daily grocery shopping. And I saw a sign coming up on Montpellier Place by one of my favorite coffee spots in town. I stopped the car pretty much in the middle of the road. I knew the estate agent who happened to be there, and I just told him that I would take it.
And did you have any business background? How did it all come about?
Food has always been my biggest passion. I worked in London doing some catering with a few friends. And then I met Jeremy from Jeremy's restaurant, and my proper chefing journey began. But I always knew, although Jeremy and Vera are like family and I loved working with them, I always knew that I wanted to work for myself. So I didn't have big business background as such, but I knew what I wanted.
And how did you go from juice to food? Because Youjuice has lots on the menu. You make crackers, you have very good meals. It's more than a juice.
Yeah, it definitely is, isn't it? Well, you know what? When I started, I was quite set on just a juice idea, but I'm a big foodie. I've loved food. I was a fine dining chef, but I couldn't quite figure out what exactly I wanted to do. So actually, a lot of creations came throughout the years, thanks to our customers and also my travels. And so what we see now on the menu is a product of years of experience, chats, requests, and also my own journey.
And tell us a little bit about the ethos of Youjuice.
The ethos is we use a very good quality of ingredients, and when we can, we source them locally. And that's always been my a number one agenda. The big thing for me was to use glass bottles. That's the one thing I would absolutely not compromise on. The quality of the packaging and the beauty of it as well. It's fantastic. You do a cleanse and you have 18 juices, which you eat and drink for 3 days, let's say, and then you bring everything back, and that's been after it's been washed and sterilized, it's been reused. It has many lives.
So what advice would you give for a small business owner?
Oh, advice. I don't know if I'm the best person to give advice. I've been on that
10 years and you've got a successful business. You absolutely are.
Well, it's been a big role. It's been a bit of a roller coaster. My own business journey. I think the one advice I would like to give is just believe in yourself. If you have a idea or a concept, if you really are passionate about what you're doing, it might take a while to kind of kick off and become a success, but don't lose like faith in yourself. Like, remember that you are your own hero, and no matter what other people say, listen to your gut, and obviously cleanse your gut first with me, then it'll be even even better. But yeah, just believe in yourself and be consistent. Don't flip and flop. That's not good. Just do, work your ass off.
What are the highlights of the last 10 years? If you had 2 or 3 highlights, what would you say?
The biggest highlight is a team. It's always been a team. I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for great teams I've had over the years. First of all, they love what we're doing, and they really believe in what we're doing. And that's very important to me. They're not just random people. They've been with me for a long time as well. And they always look out for me. So that's the big one. And they really, really care. It's a team which, I know I can leave in charge, go and do my travel, go to Sicily, go to Lisbon, go to Sri Lanka. And I really don't have to worry. I don't have to pick up the phone to check if everything is okay. We've worked hard to build our community, but once people tried our produce, and also once they experienced our hospitality and the entire team just, feels like a big family. What I love is when I get someone who's never tried the juice even. They come in, there might be someone who's putting scaffolding or a delivery person, and they go, oh, what is it? I'm like, oh, this juice is $4.95 for a small bottle. Like, what's in there? A special mix? And I go like, why don't you try a little bit? And then I love that moment when somebody tries it and goes, oh, that's really good, actually. Okay, well, I get one for me and one for my missus. And then they become regulars. And then suddenly the wife or the girlfriend is coming up, and they bring their mom. And this is like, you just need one person in. And I don't like saying that we're convinced, that it doesn't need to. I don't want to convince anyone. I just want them to try and see for themselves. I'd say out of all cleansers, I always recommend for someone who's just starting to start with a mixed cleanse, gut, and then go for a full cleanse. I also am a great believer that there are particular cleansers which work great according to the time of the year. So like for me personally, a full cleanse, which is just juice, is not ideal in the cold months because you cool down your body too much and you starve. Even though you have a lot of juice to drink, your body is craving extra hard carbohydrates and it gets really hard. It's an easy cleanse to do in the summertime or springtime because you feel lighter and also you don't necessarily need so much energy from food.
Anyone who knows you knows that you're a great traveller. You get a lot of inspiration from places you visit. Tell us a little bit about those inspirations.
So I've always loved traveling, but when I started Youjuice, I was very focused, and then my ego took over, and I opened 3 places in 2 years, and that nearly killed me. I was exhausted, like physically and mentally, and I went very, very low. I came to a point. I was about 4 years into running Youjuice, maybe 5. Where I just thought, right, I have to get away from just running around 3 stores and solving problems and, doing anything from, pressing to cooking to mopping the floor in the midnight. I needed to go. And it was very kind of dramatic. I booked a ticket and I was on the plane the next day and I just left. I left my phone, I left all the keys, and I said, I'm off for 3 weeks. I need to find myself. And that was the moment where a lot has changed for me, because from that moment on, I realized that I am the only person responsible for my own health and mental wealth and well-being. So I really committed myself to taking breaks, because it's great. It's not only great for me, but it's actually great for business. I take time away. I always get some new inspirations, come with the fresh mind, good energy, and also a new recipe. So that was the moment. I had to go pretty low to get to that point, but I'm glad I did it.
What's the greatest challenge as a female founder?
I haven't really experienced being a female founder as a challenge. I think being a mother and starting a business is a different story, because I felt really guilty for probably first 3 years. When I say guilty, I hardly saw my daughter, and that was on me, because that was my choice to put the head down and work really hard and try to maybe achieve too much too soon. But once I've learned. So yeah, there's a message for moms, young moms especially. If you are starting your own business, take your time and make sure you have also got some time for your family, because that time is priceless.
Who are your culinary inspirations?
My grandma was my biggest inspiration. She was an amazing cook. That's my mom's mom. I loved watching her foraging, like picking things, always like, making something out of nothing pretty much. And yeah, I was completely mesmerized, and she was my biggest teacher. So yeah, that started very, very early. I spent half of my childhood in the woods picking wild berries or mushrooms, and then planting things, replanting things, pickling, fermenting, all of that. They were beautiful days, and I think I'm using broth, which is our most popular like gut tonic. It's purely my grandma recipes. I remember how she made it. I remember the first step where she was like burning the onion and putting it on the bottom of the like a pot. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, she was great, and it's amazing because I kind of forgot about it, and then occasionally things come to me. I have like a download. So yeah, grandma was definitely my food hero, and then Jeremy and Vera, they're totally up there as well. They're brilliant chefs. They're also an amazing couple. They I refer to them as one of my oldest friends, and I've been here for 18 years, and I've met them in first year of being in UK, but also they're family. So yeah, it was a real privilege to work with them for a couple of years, and I'm very, very happy they retired and now enjoying their life. But just yesterday I went to have a cup of tea with them, and of course Vera picked 2 massive bags of wild garlic for me. So we're still very much in our culinary experiences together.
You have a lot of people coming through the door, and they all come with their old ailments, their problems, everything. You manage to remember every single person's story, and how do you have the capacity for that?
Well, I'm genuinely interested, so it's quite easy to remember it. And I love people. So I think it's a big compliment to me that people come in and actually want to share, and they feel safe enough. They know it's not going to go anywhere else. As our sign says, juicy chat only, and what happens is it just stays at Youjuice, and I very much stand by it. So yeah, it's a safe, I don't want Youjuice to become a therapy room. Sometimes it certainly feels like it. But I love it. Yeah, that's what makes Youjuice special, I think.
Anita, how will you be commemorating 10 years of Youjuice?
The first thing is a vlog to not only feature our brilliant customers who happen to be experts in some very important fields. We'll be talking about the men's mental health, menopause, and many, many other important subjects. And I look forward to learning from the experts. Oh, I don't like saying it's a big subject, because it's not a subject, it's always been around, but it's brilliant that menopause is getting a lot of publicity, because women have suffered from menopause and its symptoms for a long time, and it's finally being a little bit more understood maybe, and perhaps explained better. So yeah, that's going to be super informative and super interesting, and I want to learn more because I'm in my late 30s. I have a lot of customers who are my age, and we are slowly getting to the perimenopause. So I also have a daughter. I want to be well equipped and know know general about hormones and how to deal with with them, because I'm not sure. Although I'm 39 years old, I'm still not sure sometimes how to maintain the right hormonal balance. And also, as something very close to my heart, I would love to invite my former employees and talk about their success, about their journey at Youjuice. And then I'm very proud, of everyone who worked here and achieved other things, and they left not maybe to work in another cafe or food business, but actually they went, you know what, working here inspired me to do such and such thing. Because quite a few of them are still very close friends, they feel like family. So yeah, that would be a great one as well. So the second thing is the book. I am committed to write this Youjuice book because I've been asked by many, and I appreciate it that now it's time. If it's not published this year, it doesn't matter, because I will be sharing some great recipes with you guys. And then the third thing is big Youjuice party, 19th of October at the Old Market. Guys, you don't want to miss this party. And cheers to us.